Hello, everybody. How are you doing today? My name is Tony Rizano, and this is episode 300. And I'm very confused about the episodes, but this is 308, episode 18, I believe, or 19. Oh, we'll find out. We'll find out when we do the show notes of the world famous, the University Love, the best podcast in 1, 2, 3 galaxies. Ladies and gentlemen, you and I, we just call it Online Marketing Moves, and we're coming to you live today. Today is Saturday, June the 26th, 2021. Ladies and gentlemen, before we get started, we have a treat for you today. I have a old episode from 2019. I told you people, tried to start this podcast a long time ago, but we have an old episode from 2019 that I'm going to upload today, and you can listen to this episode. Now, if you ever want to be inspired about why you should keep going, or if you're ever struggling and you think I want to quit or I want to stop, then I got 3 or 4 episodes from 2019 that I will upload in the future, and they will help. They are meant to help you keep going, because it was a struggle. It was a very, I don't know, I felt very strange when I first started trying to do a podcast, and it's very funny. It's a whole different name. It's just everything. But anyway, it's for your it's kind of entertaining, actually. I laughed a little bit and I was like, oh, look at this. Who is this guy? But you know, but today this is gonna be a quick podcast because I had to get up and my wife's gonna put me to work. Today we are having a baby shower, ladies and gentlemen. Very exciting, I tell you. I'll tell you what, this lady, she came by yesterday and in our living room, because we have some family here to visit today. I have my 2 sister-in-laws, and you know, it's very exciting, you know. Mother-in-law is gonna be, well, of course, mother-in-law is always here, but we're gonna be having one of those Zoom kind of baby showers. So that's gonna be neat. And then after that, we're gonna have a cookout. So it's very exciting times in the Rizano household. I'm very excited. You know, now we're getting closer to the day. And I'm like, wow, it's really happening. And my sister-in-law and her sister, they painted. Well, first we had the baby room painted a nice color, and then they painted this beautiful tree, you know, and they're very artistic, I must say. I'm saying, wow, this is very neat. I wish I was able to draw that well. You know, the one thing I always wanted to do, if I don't know about you, but if I could have did anything, it's like learn how to play an instrument. And I think one day, maybe when I have more time on my hands, I will learn how to play the guitar, because that just seems cool. Like, hey, I can play the guitar, I can play the piano, something. You know, it seems very interesting. Me myself, I don't know about you, but when I was in band in the 6th grade, I got the boots. So there went my musician playing days quickly out the window. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, today we are going to talk about driving people to a point, driving people to the cash register, you know, via email, via podcasts, via YouTube videos. The point of all this content creation, the point of your writing, the point of anything you want to do when it comes to your business, when it comes to marketing, the whole point, the whole ball of wax is to drive 2 things. You're driving them to the register, or you getting rid of them off the, you know, of course, if you have an email list, you're getting them off the email list. But the main point is to drive them to the register, you know, not in a shady way, but in a marketing way, you know, market yourself, whether it be you have strong opinions, whether people like you, people follow you, whatever, it doesn't matter. But the whole point of all this content creation, the point of emails, the point of all this stuff is to drive people to the register. And once you figure that part out, then everything else is simple. You not, you know, of course, you're not trying to manipulate anybody, but you definitely want to drive them to, hey, buy this book, you know, buy this course, buy this class, you know, sign up for this, sign up for the group coaching, whatever. But the whole point of all this is to drive them to the register. And sometimes people, they either forget that or they seem like they're too nervous to ask for the sale or to ask for whatever, but it's just like, if you you know in the beginning, of course, like the first month I was doing this podcast, I didn't ask for any links, anything, and it's just like, all right, the point of this podcast is to get people to listen, to get people to open up, to get people to like and follow, and then after that, you say, hey, you want to join the email list, and we started getting more people on the email list, and then we started doing daily emails, and so, but the point is to drive them, start driving them towards the register. So, whether you don't discuss your links on the podcast, but you say, hey, join the email list, that's, you're driving them to somewhere. You're driving them somewhere. You always want to drive them somewhere, okay? And then the end result is you want to drive them to the register. So they purchase something, purchase something or get on your email list. So in the future, they will purchase something, you're always pushing people towards something, and so don't be afraid to say, hey, go to the email list. Don't be afraid to say, hey, like and subscribe. Don't be afraid to, don't be afraid to say the thing that you want somebody to do, because a lot of times if you never say it, like if you have a YouTube channel and you just shooting videos and you never like, hey, look but down below and click on the link, then people are, conditioned to not, they'll watch your video and they go, okay, and then they'll move on to the next video. But if you say, hey, look below, if you like this video, whatever, comment and all that kind of stuff, or hit the link, then it helps. It helps a lot. And it's just the same as when you're doing email, because in the beginning I used to write the email and then I would wait until the end for the link. But sometimes if somebody likes you and they really like you and they really want to buy from you, they don't need to wait for the 500-word email. They don't need to wait for the 2,000-word blog post. They're like, where's the link? Because I'm about to buy right now. So you might want to start sprinkling that stuff in, once you feel more comfortable. All right. You don't want to, because some people, they're like, all right, I know this person. I like this person. I'll buy whatever they're selling. I'll buy. You have those kind of hyper fans, and they don't want to wait to have to scroll all the way down. So think about that. Think about all that stuff, and just make sure you are driving them somewhere. Drive them to the email list. Drive them to the, you know, to the YouTube channel. Drive them. You're driving people somewhere. It's a purpose. This is a purpose, and you're here to help. You're creating content so people can like you, follow you, subscribe to you, whatever. But you're also driving them somewhere. You're driving them, not only to the content, but you're driving them to your book, your ebook, your course, your whatever. You're driving. It's sort of like, again, when you when you're driving, if you ever seen anybody break down on the side of the road, and then somebody gets behind them and they're like, I'll push you or whatever. And then you like, so you're that person. And then you tell them, you're like, all right, make a left, because we're gonna drive you into this gas station right here. So, you know, tell them you pushing them and you tell them make a right, and then they make a right. And then you tell them, hey, okay, make a left, and then they make a left while you're pushing them. And so it's sort of the same thing. You are driving them at this point. And so don't be don't be ashamed to make a sale. Don't be ashamed to, you know, say, hey, get on my email list. It's not, because in the beginning sometimes you're hesitant about this kind of stuff, but there's nothing wrong with it, because it's your duty to help others. If you're gonna be a content creator, it's your duty to help people, to show people that, hey, this works, that works, drive them somewhere. That's the whole point of that. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for the podcast. We will be back tomorrow with all new episode. And now, after this episode, you can listen to the old throwback episode. Okay, it's from 2019, and and when you listen to it, it's gonna say a whole different name for the podcast. So and one of these days we'll do some trivia. I'll ask a question about what's the name of the podcast in 2019. But until then, listen to that podcast, enjoy, and it'll help you if you ever get discouraged about why you should not stop. All right. But my name is Tony Rizzano. Thank you for listening. We will be back tomorrow with all new episode of Online Marketing Moves. But until then, I'll see you later. And as always, everybody, peace. Hey, everybody. How's it going? Welcome back to the Lousy Driver Podcast. My name is Tony Rizzano, and today we're going to talk about a couple of struggles that you might have in the affiliate marketing business. Now, I can definitely talk about these struggles because I've had these struggles. So if you're starting off, if you've been struggling, you haven't made as much money as you wanted, or you feel like you're not getting anywhere, don't worry. Take a deep breath and relax, because not everybody comes out the gate with 100 leads, or not everybody has 1,000 views on the YouTube channel. So have no fear. Everything will work out. You just have to keep going. Now, the first thing about affiliate marketing when you first starting out, it is crowded. Like being at the mall the day before Christmas, it's pretty packed. Or I should say Black Friday, it's packed. It's packed with people. There's a lot of people who tell you, "Hey, I'm in affiliate marketing," because affiliate marketing is the easy thing to say, "Hey, get started." You can just go. You can be an affiliate for ClickBank, or you can be an affiliate for anything. So, affiliate marketing is, as I stated, it's easy. It is easy to start. It is something that everybody can say they're a part of, but that does not mean that everybody's going with you. Not everybody's going up. Not everybody's going to excel in it. Not everybody's going to make it. Not everybody's going to make, millions and millions of dollars. So if you're just consistent and you keep showing up and you have a plan, then you will definitely make it. So that is one thing about affiliate marketing. That is, when you're first getting started, you'll think to yourself, you'll go, "Man, there's a lot of people. This is crowded," but it's not as crowded as you think. It's crowded at the bottom. It's not crowded at the top. And you and I are going to the top, so don't worry about that. Another thing about affiliate marketing that is tough and that is a struggle is where to get traffic. Organic traffic, paid traffic. You don't know where to go. You don't know how to get traffic. You're struggling. You're running your head up against the wall. You're thinking, you're overthinking, you're overdoing it. You're trying to figure out the traffic. They suggest you get one organic traffic source, one paid traffic source. A lot of people, sometimes they start a business, they don't have a lot of capital. So you might want to, I would suggest you start with organic traffic, and then you build your way up a little bit. Then you start getting organic, paid traffic. Unless you got money to burn, then paid traffic will be, you can do paid traffic. But just figuring out traffic, figuring out ads, that is another thing that a lot of people struggle with, especially if you never thought about marketing, if you've never been in any kind of marketing. Me, myself, I was a truck driver. So marketing and all that stuff, I've never had to think about it, never thought about it. I went from being in the Navy to working at a prison to driving a truck. So marketing for me was never a thought. I don't come from a marketing world. I know some people, they come from marketing, they come from sales, they come from this, come from that. When they get started with affiliate marketing, online marketing, digital marketing, but for some of us, never thought about it. It is tough. So traffic is another thing. And one more thing before we close out the podcast, that is a struggle sometimes when you start affiliate marketing, is who to listen to, who can you lean on as a mentor, who should you, sort of look at and see what they're doing and how they're doing it, because there's so many people who, It's so many people, and the word guru is like overused when it comes to internet. When it comes to being on the internet, the word guru gets thrown around so much. There's hundreds and hundreds of people who claim they're gurus, they'll tell you, hey, I made $90,000 this month doing this. Just do this hack, do that hack. So you don't wanna overthink. You don't want to have 90,000 people being your mentor. We don't find one or two people that you can look at, and then use different people for different things. Not everybody's great at email marketing. Not everybody's great at Facebook ads, Google ads. So find something that you want to do. Find somebody who's good at it. Sort of study them. Don't copy them. Study them, and then tweak it and work it to how you like to word things and how you speak. Because you don't want to be a carbon copy. Like when I first got started, I bought a book by Russell Brunson, Expert Secrets. I read his book, and he words things a certain way. Then when I started to do email, I was like, I don't want to sound like this guy, because I don't talk like him. He doesn't talk like me, so I definitely don't want to sound like him, So I read, I studied a little bit, tweak things, whoever I look at, whatever YouTube video I see, or a book I read, I go, okay, that's some good advice. I always take a couple things from different people, write them down, and then later on, if I go back to the memory bank and I go, oh yeah, they said this, but I don't say things like that. So I use these words, So that's another thing, You don't try to see 1,000 people and do 1,000 different things. Find a couple people, 2 or 3 people. Study them, whatever you're doing. Whatever you want to learn. Study them a little bit and then tweak it and make it your own cake. Don't buy their cake and just use it. See the ingredients they using, and then if you want to add a sprinkle of this and a sprinkle of that, then go ahead and do that. So those are some things. Those are a few struggles of affiliate marketing. But as I said, don't worry about it. It'll get better. You'll get better. The main thing, and I probably will say this in almost every podcast, the main thing for me is not about how long you work or how long you hustle. The main thing is just showing up and making sure that you get better with every thing you do, every piece of video, every podcast, every whatever. Make sure you're tweaking, make sure you're learning, and make sure you're growing. All right. I hope this helps. Hope you enjoy this podcast. Stay tuned every week. This is December the 15th, I believe. So I'll probably have this video coming out Monday. So I will say about every Monday we're gonna drop a new podcast. So stick around. The podcast will grow. I hope you come. Hope you grow with us. My name is Tony Rosano. This is The Lousy Driver. Thanks for your time, and we'll talk to you next time.